Summer is upon us, and with that, the pressures of getting all the things done, all the commitments, and how you're going to run your business successfully through it. Today on the podcast, Beth and I are going to share how we prep before summer hits our business so we can be successful, execute at a high level, and still enjoy everything that we love about summer, especially living in a cold weather state. So let's dive in. You're listening to the Girl Get Your Face Off a Bus Bench podcast, where we invite you to check your ego at the app, grab a cup of coffee, and get ready to dive into all things real estate marketing, social media, friendship, hardship, love, money mindset, and all the things that celebrate you as a badass boss babe.
We're here to encourage you, show up for you, give you a loving kick in the pants when you need it most, and be your soft place to land on the hardest of days. So pull up a seat at our table and get ready to be inspired and start living your best life by design.
Welcome to the Girl Get Your Face Off a Bus Bench podcast. We are so excited you're here.
Okay, girls, let's dive in. All right, today, Kristi and I are going to talk all about prepping your business for summer. It is one of those times that, especially if you're here in the Midwest, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We live our best lives in the summer. We want to be out doing all the things, boating, going to the cabin, hanging out with friends, barbecuing on the deck. But at the same time, if you aren't prepping your business for summertime and for that extra space that you want to enjoy the season, you're going to be in a world of hurt come fall when you have no business in your pipeline. So Kristi and I are breaking down all the things here today. So Kristi, let's dive in.
Let's dive in. Okay, so this is one of my more favorite summer episodes.
I know, you love this episode.
Because it's all about preparing and feeling good and then actually having a plan to execute and trying to get out of the overwhelm before the overwhelm happens.
And I just operate my life in a state of overwhelm more often than not. And Kristi's really good at preparing. So I'm like, what? You plan ahead? What are you talking about?
We've had a rough couple weeks, Beth, with overloading.
Yeah.
But it's been good. It's been good. We've doing all kinds of new things behind the scenes.
Yeah. So stay tuned for more on that. Yeah. That will be announced at a later date. But yeah, summer, it's so weird how I feel like we didn't have a true spring. It was spring for 5 minutes.
Yep.
And then when you're going to be listening to this podcast, it's already well into summer, but it was 90 degrees this week.
Yeah, 90 degrees and super warm. And yeah, we went kind of winter to summer, but it's Minnesota. It's just
then
weird.
Now it's 50 and gray today.
I know.
Split personality weather.
You know what's next?
Mosquito season.
Woo, and
I want to kill myself. I hate mosquitoes.
Seriously?
Anyone that's listening to this podcast, I hate mosquitoes. I've already have the bug spray in my car, in my side pocket in my car, ready to go.
So you don't get more bug bites on your butt, Beth?
So I don't get bug bites anywhere.
Yeah.
So if I'm out showing a property that I know is going to be full of mosquitoes, I stand in the driveway and I'm like, hey, anyone want bug spray? Nope, just me. Okay, great. Spray myself top to bottom with poison and then go show the house.
That's my life.
So I don't get eaten alive.
We wear bug suits on the North Shore during bug season.
Yeah.
Because you can't.
Not one thing about that is appealing to me.
No, you can't. It's the only way.
I don't care how beautiful your views are. Screw the bugs. I'm out.
If you've been on the North Shore in Minnesota or actually there's a lot of places in the country where it would be like that. Just bananas. If you're out there.
Anywhere in the suburbs in the Twin Cities, it is kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Summer. Beth, we just derailed and talked about mosquitoes.
Well, it's a thing.
Can we talk about one more thing before we dive into this episode? So I have this Starbucks right here, this Nitro, and I don't know why they won't let me get a venti. They only let me get a grande.
It's really weird.
It's weird, and I don't like that there's a rule. I just want to put that out there.
You would pay whatever it costs because you love it that much.
Yeah, and I'm just like, come on, man. I'm getting a Nitro, and I want a large. And
it only comes in one size, right?
Tall or grande.
Oh.
These are real problems. If I'm going through Starbucks, which usually we go to more local coffee shops, I don't want rules. I want you to be whatever.
I'll give you whatever you want.
Yeah,
charge you $12.
So if anyone, Alyssa, I should ask Alyssa why this is my real problem today.
Okay, my Starbucks tangent lately is, and they didn't do it on this one. You went to a lame one. I love that the new Starbucks initiative is to write little happy memento things on your cups.
Oh, I thought they just did that because they liked me.
It's one of their new warm and fuzzy initiatives with their new president of Starbucks.
Oh.
Which I'm kind of digging.
I got one. Yeah.
I had a cute little shrimp on mine one day. Cool. It was really cute.
Did they draw it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
love
the little
that.
Sharpie.
Okay.
I was there for it. And yesterday mine said, Happy Thursday.
Yeah, I've had a nice one recently too. I thought it was just
a whole Starbucks initiative.
That doesn't make me feel special anymore.
To make it like warm and fuzzy.
Yeah.
But like if you get a good little artist who's doing it, it's really fun.
Okay.
All right. We are totally off track.
We're off track here.
We're going to talk about our lives in the summer. So what is yours? You're going to be up in the North Shore a good portion of the summer, aren't you?
We are going to be in the North Shore a good portion of the summer. So I'll be working at the library and the co-op and who knows where else.
I like that you found really awesome and inspiring spaces to work in in what it was already your happy place. But now you're able to work and live there in the summer and make it all be seamless.
Make it all. I mean, I don't know if I'd say seamless, but I definitely am making it work. And as long as like I sort of, and there's a place up there that I'm not even going to say because if someone's listening to this, it's like, I don't want to overload this place because it's kind of small. I found one other spot that is fantastic.
Your double top secret place.
You're gonna DM me if you want to come work with
Kristi
me. I will tell you, but I can't
if you want to like
it.
have a work play date and you're up in the North Shore.
The best one.
Okay.
It's the best one.
That's going to be like insider secret.
Okay, so we're going to talk about how we prepare business for summer and what it looks like.
Yeah.
What it looks like. Which we're in the thick of this right now. We're actually trying some new things like about our repurposing and like where we're sort of funneling down from. So this whole process, I think this year has been different than we have ever done.
Yep.
Which is exciting, but also
overwhelming. It is. It's
it
exciting and overwhelming all at the same time.
Yeah.
But like making sure that we can get certain initiatives in place and operating smoothly before we're in the full height of summer we were really intentional about that.
Yeah, and we have been for the last handful of years, and it's made a big difference.
Yep.
And even if we tackle something, which we try not to tackle something like new and big.
Last year we tackled the website.
Yeah, we did. But at
we weren't planning on doing that, and that was like a total. We're like, oh my god, do we do this?
Yeah.
And we did it, and we're just this is not what we wanted to be doing.
Still question
that was
decision.
the only like real big thing that sort of was like an extra thing.
Yep.
But the last couple of years have felt way better in the summer.
Mm-hmm. Kind of getting your ducks in a row, like knowing that if you're in a cold weather state, knowing that your summer just gets it goes by so quickly.
Yep.
And there's so many fun things that happen in the summer, and so many, I mean, you want to go to this or go to that or meet up with this person or just have time for yourself, and your business can really take a backseat, similar to the holidays, but the summer's longer, right? So that season's a little bit longer. So how do we prepare now so then we don't like take our foot off the gas necessarily, but how do we prepare so we have that ease and that like flow into summer so it works for us?
It's really surprising to me when I usually see this with like old school agents where they're like, oh, I'm up at the cabin, I'm not available to send you X, Y, or Z. And I'm like, you don't have internet at your cabin? Like, I don't actually care where you are. I don't care if you are in Amalfi. I don't care where you are, as long as you're able to get me what I need in order to present you an offer on your listing. Like, your clients are expecting a certain level of participation in the business,
even in the summer.
Like, it's so weird. I'm at the cabin. You're like, okay,
but you have an active listing.
Fine.
Like or just getting those people in place to help you, right? To make sure that you have those like backup people in place. If you are just genuinely like taking a vacation, cool. Like,
yeah,
who am I calling then? Who's going to get this done for me?
I met a realtor at a networking thing last week, and she had breast cancer, found out 3rd stage breast cancer, and she told a total of 15 people. None of her clients even knew. She was on such a really like collaborative team, you know, like similar to the BPR experience, where she could go in and have a double mastectomy reconstruction and none of her clients even knew.
Wow.
She just said she was out having a procedure and no one knew she had cancer and no one knew anything. And it's like, holy cow. And she just chose to be really private about it. And, you know, obviously everybody has their own prerogative about things. Yeah. And a couple of her clients found out later and they're like, oh my my God. And she goes, that's exactly what I was trying to avoid. Like, I don't want the pity. I don't want the, have you tried this? She's like, that's what I was trying to avoid.
Yeah.
But she was able to still seamlessly keep her business on track.
Wow, what an incredible team. That speaks so
right?
highly to everyone on it, really, that they could support her in that
Right.
way and be really collaborative during such a terrible, like stressful,
Right.
emotional time.
But that's why
Wow.
they say teams always outperform an individual agent. If you're an individual agent, it's really hard to kind of do all those things. So that's where the team structure, and we've talked about this on other podcasts, and we're just railing the conversation again. But that's where teams really help you shine, is that you can step away from your business and go on vacation. You can have big life things show up, and you're still able to fully show up for clients, because at the end of the day, like, that's what they're hiring you to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Wow. Okay, Beth. So when we talk about a little more like how we don't necessarily pull back, but like things that we avoid over the summer, and like how it looks a little bit different for us over the summer. Like we prep in the early months. So we are really taking like end of Q1, early Q2 to really like get a plan in place, really prepare, decide what we're going to tackle. And then we remove, like, as you say, the shiny objects.
We have to, because they're everywhere.
Yep.
They're like real estate landmines.
Yeah. So like our calls now, our weekly calls, we'll hop on and we'll say, okay, well, something that we've sort of shifted more to is like, when do we want to approach this then? Like, this is an idea. So what bucket does this go in, or where do we calendar this so we don't forget it, but we actually can, good idea, not right now. So that's something that we've really shifted to, like keeping organization there. So if you have a lot of ideas in general, like that's one way that has been really helpful for us. So we make sure we don't lose it.
And I, like, even you and I were talking the other day, and you brought up something, and I'm like, can you make sure to put that? I'm like, great idea. Can you make sure it goes on a list somewhere? So we have that for when we are addressing that.
Yep.
And we know that we go really hard at Christmas too. So like anything that's like holiday related, okay, that needs to go on a list. That we're not even going to talk about that over the summer.
Yep.
Like, that goes for later on down the road.
Yeah, it just like derails conversations, and it just takes up brain space, right?
Yeah.
And we need to stay like focused on what we're doing and what the projects we're actually tackling. So definitely that puts a little more ease into how we process everything leading up to summer, is just making sure like those things that we know we want to tackle later on, or if we're just, gosh, we really did want to tackle this summer, it's not going to happen. Let's be realistic here, and let's go put that where it can happen.
Batching is key.
Batching.
I mean, it's the bane of my existence, but also the only way that we can put out the amount of content that we do. If we didn't, like, there's no way that we could make this happen.
Yeah. So like we batch, when it comes to the podcast, we batch record as much as possible. And then same for our solos. If we're able, we'll batch them, or, maybe we're doing them the day before they're due.
Ryan's sitting here like, oh my God.
Or the morning of. But in general, like the more we can batch, that's super helpful. And then we can just produce better content and serve at a higher level because we're not scrambling.
Right.
So that's like the podcast, how we do that. And then how we batch like the content for like email marketing and for our social media presence. That's an entirely different way as well. We make sure, and this is something that we just shifted into. So this is very new, where we are shifting back to focusing on 1 month at a time. So we did this before, like
years,
that 3
a couple years ago.
We started off.
This is how we always did it.
Yep. And we were doing quite a bit less.
Yep.
And we did the month, and then we kind of went to 3 weeks. And then we sort of went to 2 weeks, and realizing that we can't get as deep as we want to. Like, you're going wider instead of deeper.
It's easier for me, but it's harder for you to forecast where the creative flow is going when you can only see just a limited part of the runway.
Yeah. So, and it makes us like getting really deep, and we actually took a week off. I should say off, even though
you're
we're
using
not
air quotes.
Off, even though it was like the heaviest work week, probably, just we were loaded up. But from content going out, basically.
Right.
And that was so we could go really, really deep and really get this strategy in place, and realizing that if we don't look at a month, right? If we don't look at that bigger picture of a month, then we can't repurpose as effectively. So then we're actually losing content, and it's not going as far as it needs to go. So it's like, okay, it's more labor intensive on the front end of it, but then once we actually execute it, we repurpose better and we serve deeper. So it really works out. So what Beth and I are working on now is like that month of content going out, starting from the top. And then Beth can, decide how she wants to like structure that in her schedule to like get the write-ups done for copy editing, that kind of thing. So
we're not gonna lie, we do not have this fully figured out
no,
yet.
we don't. This is just like where we're at.
We're
and
like kind of in the messy middle at the moment.
we are. I mean, in my head, I had
It'll
it
be
figured
fine
out.
like in 3 weeks. In 3 weeks from now, we'll be like, oh, remember when?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like today, this week, it's like, oh shit, this feels really overwhelming.
Yeah, it feels really overwhelming, but also very exciting. At least from where I'm sitting, it feels super exciting. So how we are actually like the strategy behind this, which gosh, Beth, I feel like this would be such cool like video for us to have to like show, so I could show how I do it. This is a question I probably get more than one of the ones I get the most is that like, how exactly do you take that one topic and then repurpose it across the board, like a gazillion different ways, right?
Yep.
And so if I could just show that, we should think about that for future wise of what that looks like, because it's really like top subject, top idea, and then it funnels straight down. And if you could see exactly how those work, we're tackling different outlets, like different search engines, including in our batching at this point. So like topic at the top, and then the search engine that's next, and then how social medias follow, how email marketing follows. And so across all platforms, across Beth's platform, her personal page, the BPR experience page, and the podcast. And it's super cool because it's very like fluid. It just like flows down and makes sense. And that is why we're tackling the strategy different. So if you are thinking, okay, I need to batch, right? We've done tons of shows on this, talking about like social media and how to batch work, email and everything. But head back to episode 177, how to batch work your social media strategy. That's a good place to start. For you to just really dive in and get an idea of what could work for you as far as how that goes, because the posting in the now is such a waste. And then not, tackling how it all flows together and like, I need a new post for this when I could have actually just taken something from email, that kind of thing. So that episode is really helpful, I think, to dive into that. But really committing to working ahead is part of what makes us really successful all year long. But especially in the summer, it can create that ease in.
The other thing we need to post this week online is the pictures of the big Post-it pads, like the jumbo oversized Post-it pads. So we just like this whole like light bulb moment happened in one of our monthly leadership teams or leadership conversations. And Kristi's like, I need like these big pieces of paper, and I'm like, oh, they have like the stuff that has the Post-it sticky on it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I went on Amazon, shipped them to her house. She had them the next day, and so she's like, here's all my serial killer notes.
I look
on
like
the
a
walls.
serial killer with
Hilarious.
all these like these big. They're giant, but how big are they? They're like
the size of a piece of art on a wall.
Yeah, and they're giant. And I was able to take, which is so cool. I have like I have more now, but like 4 weeks of content is where it started. 4 weeks, and then I could funnel down from each of those and visually see it. So I was like, turning to my computer, turning to my notebook. And it was like such a cool, but it was how I'm like, we need to figure this out. And we decided to implement
on a bigger scale,
on a
instead
bigger
of
scale.
just thinking like really like, ooh, a week at a time, the month really, and then even the whole summer strategy almost.
Yeah. And to have that visual, so then you can go back to it for being such a creative, especially if that's how your brain works too, just having that access to something right there. So that is how we have shifted as far as our batching goes. We're much deeper into the content, and I'm excited to hear if anyone notices or like if they find it
you're gonna have to
effective.
give us a shout out and like comment on it if you're like seeing like the difference in all of the different things that are happening behind the scenes.
I would love that.
All right, so let's talk about some action items. I think everybody listening to this show, if you're listening to the show, it's because you're probably looking for some hacks to make things easier in life. So we're going to give you 3 action items to really make this easy so you can enjoy summer, but also still stay in the flow and the cadence of communicating with your clients.
Yes, I love it. So number 1, commit to consistency and stick to it. I mean, this word I think is used so much now in 2025. It's like been a really big deal in it, but it's so true because you can just be consistent and get into a state where you just do it. You start working that muscle that you haven't used, and it'll actually relate to your clients at such a better level, and they'll actually see what you're doing. If you're super like all over the place with what you're doing, they're probably going to miss it, or you're not going to feel that trust factor is so much harder to build if you're not consistent. So consistency.
Number 2, if something pops up in your head, put it on a list and address it in the fall.
Yeah, we already just
talked about this, but like having those lists of like, this does not need to get handled right this second. Mm-hmm. Like kind of realizing what's truly a priority versus what, I mean, if an idea pops up in your head about your fall, orchard event or whatever you're doing, you don't need to deal with that in June.
Yeah.
Put that on the list to deal with in September.
Yeah, and just, not jumping at something just because you're excited in that minute. Like to actually give yourself some time to think about it and then place that where it needs to go. Just removes that shiny object syndrome. Happens.
Realtors, we are so famous for this. And honestly, every single day when I log into my email, there's like 30 like once in a chat, like lifetime opportunities. Jump on it now. And I'm like, oh my God, I know that I've been in the business for a long time. It's easy for me to jump on it. So I'm sure it is the same for other agents too.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure. Like, okay, yeah. Number 3, schedule the fun in life first and don't forget to add the white space. This is hard, but taking your calendar out and like scheduling actually your personal things and things that you truly want to do, mm-hmm. and then filling in the work and then giving yourself grace, that white space, it's hard, right?
I don't schedule any white space in my calendar. I should really give that a whirl this summer and mm-hmm. see if like there's a time, like every once in a while I'm like, Carrie, I'm just going to go get a manicure. And she's like, yes, get out of the office for a couple hours and go get your nails done mm-hmm. or go for a walk or do something. But like, I don't intentionally schedule that in. I feel like you're better about that.
Not lately, but I mean, if you can do it impromptu too and give yourself grace in the moment, that works, right?
Yeah.
That totally works. It's like, if it's not, I mean, what are the chances it stays on your schedule and doesn't get moved, right? A lot of times you move stuff around. It's the easiest thing to move, but just making sure that you're not just like, say you have 10 hours in your day that you can work, right? Exactly. Or whatever that looks like. Don't schedule 9 hours and 59 minutes. Like make sure there's something in there that you have some wiggle room, and not even only for just personal things, but just what if something goes off the rails, right? You need to have that little bit of space added in there.
That buffer
So you don't feel in a state of chaos and overwhelm the whole time.
Yeah. Well, there's another podcast that we're going to give you maybe some homework if you'd like it. Productivity Hacks for Peak Performance. This is one of Kristi's podcasts, and it was a lot of downloads because people are all looking for like, what is that hack that I can get as much done in the day and also like live my best life? So head back to episode 141 for more inspiration there. That one was a really good episode. I actually should go listen to that too before summer hits.
I should listen to it, but I don't like listening to my episodes best. If I get through it once, that's like winning for me. I know how many episodes in are we, and I'm still like, I don't want to listen to my voice.
So funny. It's still so funny.
It's ridiculous, but
some two episodes to go back to. How to batch your work for social media is episode 177, and productivity hacks for peak performance is episode 141. Yeah. So head back to those and get some additional inspiration and kind of the kick in the pants that you need for living your best life this summer.
Yeah, and carve out that time now to get yourself ahead. So once summer hits, the time's not going to be there. Like once you're in the full swing of it. So make sure you do this now. Like prepping ahead has saved us so many times and just made things just run so much better. So
and if you love this episode and you found it really helpful, share it with a friend.
Yes.
That'd mean the world to us.
It would mean the world to us. Yay. So until next time, bus bench babes.
Keep your face off a bus bench.
And keep being the badass boss babe that you are. Okay, girls, are you feeling as inspired as we are? We're over here cheering you on because you just finished another episode of the Girl, Get Your Face Off a Bus Bench podcast.
If you want more, head over to girlgetyourfaceoffabusbench.com for show notes and more episodes. And don't forget to subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. They mean the world to us, and they're what keep us going.
Girl, thanks for being here.